Everyone, in this video we are going to learn electron transport chain. This occurs in inner mitochondrial membrane of mitochondria. Inner mitochondrial membrane of mitochondria includes various complexes. Complex 1 includes NADH2 dehydrogenase, flavomononucleotide, ferrous sulfur protein. Complex 2 includes FADH2 dehydrogenase and ferrous sulfur protein. Complex 3 includes cytochrome BC1 complex. Complex 4 includes cytochrome AA3 complex and cytochrome C. During electron transport chain, NADH2 and FADH2 are oxidized through ETS and the electrons are passed on to oxygen, resulting in the formation of H2O through various complexes in the inner mitochondrial membrane. Let us consider this as an inner mitochondrial membrane and matrix of mitochondria, perimitochondrial space, and outer membrane of mitochondria. Initially, NADH2, which was formed during Krebs cycle or link reaction, is broken down into NAD plus and 2H plus. It also releases electrons which are passed to complex 1. The electron is passed to ubiquinone, which is an intermembrane protein by complex 1. When ubiquinone gains electron, it gets converted into ubiquinol. Now this reduced ubiquinone can show a lateral movement. It transfers electrons to complex 3. The two protons which were formed when NADH2 was broken down are pumped into perimitochondrial space by complex 1. Electrons from complex 3 are passed to cytochrome C, which is an intermembrane protein, and it is located on outer surface of inner membrane. And when cytochrome BC1 complex passes electron to cytochrome C, it also pumps two protons into perimitochondrial space. Cytochrome C passes electron to complex 4. Complex 4 has a copper center which receives electron. And then cytochrome C of complex 4 and cytochrome AA3 of complex 4 finally passes these electrons to final electron acceptor oxygen. Oxygen along with the protons combine to form water. This is known as metabolic water. The role of oxygen is limited to the terminal stage, though the presence of oxygen is vital since it drives the whole process by removing hydrogen from the system. Oxygen is the final acceptor of hydrogen or electrons. Complex 4 also pumps a pair of protons into perimitochondrial space. This electron transport chain results in the creation of electrochemical proton gradient. Complex 5 has two major components, F1, F0, peripheral membrane protein complex. F1 is a peripheral membrane protein complex and contains site for ATP synthesis, and F0 forms the channel through which protons cross the inner membrane. The passage of protons through the channel is coupled to the catalytic site of F1 for production of ATP. For each ATP produced, 2H plus passes through the F0 from the intermembrane space to matrix down the electrochemical proton gradient. Oxidation of 1 NADH2 gives you 3 ATP. So this was all about how 1 NADH2 results in the production of 3 ATP. Now let us learn how 1 FADH2 produces 2 ATP molecule. Now FADH2 is broken down into FAD plus and 2H plus at complex 2 as FADH2 dehydrogenase and ferrous sulfur protein. During this process, it passes electron to complex 2. Complex 2 passes electron to ubiquinone. Ubiquinone passes electrons to complex 3. Complex 3 passes electron to cytochrome C, and complex 3 pumps a pair of proton into perimitochondrial space. Cytochrome C passes electron to complex 4, and finally these electrons are picked up by oxygen. It combines with proton and results in the formation of water. At the same time, complex 4 pumps a pair of proton into perimitochondrial space. This pair of proton passes through F0 channel and couples the catalytic site of F1 for the production of ATP. As two pairs of proton are pumped into perimitochondrial space by one molecule of FADH2, therefore we can conclude that one FADH2 molecules, when it runs through electron transport chain, it can produce two ATP molecules. So this was all about electron transport chain. Thanks for watching.